Here we go. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our podcast with our podcast, man. You're watching BlackBuzz, and every Mondays we're in here talking to individuals in the community, from the community, doing big things, and we have a guest today in that category. I'm going to introduce her in a second, but before we do that, shout outs to all of you. This is KP here. Of course, we have Miss Shay. And why doesn't your name say TBENT? It's supposed to be twice less entertainment.
It's a different Zoom account. So
Okay, my bad. I didn't mean to call you out there. My bad.
yes, you did.
For all your musical needs, right? You can hit her up for sure. Follow her on Instagram. She's also on YouTube and Facebook. Um, Tia K from T Kicks. She is normally here with us, but work life sometimes come into play, so she's not able to join us today. But shout outs to Tia K, and check her out on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. She's on YouTube now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she's on YouTube. T Kicks. If you want your shoes customized, she's the one who's able to do that. And whatever else that she's able to do, you can hit her up on that too. Shout outs to Lamar. He's our tech man. He's also normally here with us, but he's not able to join. But he'll be back again. And so today we have, let's see, well, let me take care of some other house work as well. BlackBuzz is on Instagram. We're on YouTube, right?
Yes.
And we're on Facebook. Well, we have a Facebook page, and it's all of them is just BlackbuzzTO.
BlackBuzz.to.
BlackBuzz.to. All right. So yeah, you can check us out on YouTube. Remember to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Maybe if you have somebody who you think would benefit from being on here, let us know, and we'll set something up and go from there. All right. So that's the house business. We have Miss Aisha Loobie. Did I say that right, Miss?
Yes, you did say that right.
All right. I don't want to mess it up, I don't want to mess up the black lady's name. All right. So Aisha is from our Crown. Well, her company is called Crown and Glory, right? We'll have all of this displayed in a second, so you're able to check her out. She is the owner. It's a natural hair studio located in Midtown Toronto. She has been a licensed professional for 6 years and recognized a need for more natural hair salons, which is why she decided to open her own. She specializes in all things natural hair, color, cuts, and protective styling. And her hope is to encourage more people to embrace their natural hair while educating those who are willing to learn. And then at the end, she says, blessings. Welcome, Miss Aisha.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, BlackBuzz, for having me. This is actually one of my first interviews that I'm doing. So
Yeah, look at that.
I'm excited.
You're gonna have fun, girl. You're gonna have fun.
I'm already having fun.
Yeah. So you are tell us a little bit about your background.
So I am Canadian born. My family is from Trinidad.
Yes.
See that? Yes, I grew up in basically all over Toronto because my mom and I kind of moved around.
Yeah.
So
She's black.
mainly
Continue.
Rosedale. Sorry.
I said you're black. Continue.
Oh yeah.
I did it too. We all did it.
That's it. It's a part of our story.
Yeah.
So mainly Rexdale, and then a lot of my years were spent on Lakeshore.
Okay. All right. So in terms of your company, I noticed you said that you're a professional, right?
Mm-hmm.
before you tell us a little bit about the company and all the different things about natural hair and all these things,
Yeah.
when you say professional, like what kind of training is that?
So, anyone can do hair. There are, what do they call them? Kitchen beauticians.
Mhm.
And
It's
there's
the first time
aunties
I
and
hear that term, but yeah.
yeah, anybody could say that they're a hairstylist, but
Yeah.
I took it upon myself to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
For a year, I did hairstyling school with Marca College, finished
Okay.
and graduated.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I went on to doing like on set and photo shoots and videos and like behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I recognized that there was definitely a need for more natural hair stylists, natural hair salons. So I sought out some in Toronto, and I found, a handful,
Mm-hmm.
and then ended up working in a curly hair specific salon for about 2.5, 3 years, where I learned a lot about textured hair, how to care for it. And it's very different from what they teach in school because they mainly teach straight hair, techniques. And so I definitely knew that this was something that I wanted to do because the education was not out there.
Right.
And I saw that there was an opportunity, for growth and for development in that area of
Oh,
natural
okay.
hair.
What was your defining moment that you decided to go into natural hair, or have you always been natural?
So I don't think I have a defining moment. I've always been natural all my life.
Mhm.
When I was younger, I had the conversation with my mom, and she had said, like the conversation about having relaxed hair, and she had said, when you're of age, you can go ahead and do it, but as long as you're living under my roof, it's a no. So for the most part, I had natural hair, and then when I hit high school, I said I'm gonna relax my hair. I relaxed it, and it didn't last. It was like about a month of relaxed hair, and I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to care for it. I didn't know how to style it because all I knew was
Natural.
my hair. Yeah.
Mm.
So that didn't last, and I don't count it. And I went back to being natural, and I would, maybe that would be the defining moment,
Mhm.
having that conversation with my mom. But I didn't know then that I wanted to be a hairstylist. I just knew that I can do hair. I always had a talent and what is it called, a tact for
Mhm.
doing hair. And so when I finally decided to do it professionally, I decided to focus on natural hair and not all hair types.
Okay. No, the reason why I ask is I know like most of the people who have natural hair salons, there's always a moment, either there's something with alopecia or something to do with they go somewhere and somebody can't do their own hair, or they see like there's a lack in the Black community when it comes to
Yeah.
hairstyle and natural hair. So that was the moment, well, hey, I'm going to do this because
Yeah.
like from my experiences too with the perm, chemicals don't last in my hair. Like you can
Mm-mm.
perm my hair today and I give you 3 weeks and my roots are right back to natural, but I wash it. So that's one reason I don't do it. It's a waste of time and a waste of money. So for me,
Yeah.
that would be my define why I don't like my hair is natural. And I only did this because I have to do a trim, but other than that, it's a blowout and you leave it alone. So I know
Mm-hmm.
like that's one of the biggest concerns, especially in natural hair, when people, especially like actors and singers, they go places and they can't find somebody like you, so they
Mm-hmm.
have to make an alternative or just do the relaxer. So that's why I asked the question.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know when I decided to become a hairstylist, I had natural hair and was looking for salons to do my actual hair,
Mm,
and I couldn't find any. And anytime I did go to a salon, they wanted to straighten it, they wanted to relax
mm.
it, they were asking me if I wanted to cut it, if I wanted to thin it out, like, and I was like, no, like I just want you to style it, just style it, make it look pretty, and nobody knew how. So I was like, that's what I'm gonna do.
So
I'm gonna
style
help
it
people
just
like
means
you.
style it just means to just style it. Don't mess
Just
around with
make
it.
it look good, make it look like this.
Ah. Okay, so I mean, I sort of I got the idea in the name of your company, and it is your company. Well,
Yes.
before I ask that question, well, the question I'm gonna ask is why the name. But before you answer that one, when did you start this? Like officially start this?
A year ago, in November 2019 is
Oh,
the actual start date.
So like when I say you registered it and because you're doing hair already, right?
Yeah, I've been doing hair for years.
Okay, okay. But
Yeah,
you went
and
official in 2019.
yeah.
Okay, what was that process like?
So it started off slow.
Mm-hmm.
I first registered the name and I just didn't know what to do. I just
Right.
knew that I wanted to have my own
Mm-hmm.
and that there was a need. And so I
Mm-hmm.
just kind of sat back and watched and did some research. And then I started taking a couple classes with like Toronto Library about business because I don't have a business background. I just know how to do hair.
Right.
So it was just a lot for me to just dive in.
You're saying all the right things, man. Everything is checking all the black boxes. You're checking all the
Yeah.
boxes, you know?
I didn't know
Yeah.
where to begin.
Uh-huh.
And so one of the courses that I had taken, it
Mhm.
was I just made it into this course. I had applied and they were like, no, sorry, our class is full. And I showed up and I was
Mhm.
like, listen, I need this.
Right.
They said, okay, you're here, so go ahead and take a seat. And I took note and I was like, I'm gonna do this. And I remember, oh gosh, I lost my train of thought.
No, you're talking about the business. I would ask about the registration, and you're just giving a little background to it.
Yeah, so I remember in the class, my teacher was saying to come up with a what is it called? Business plan.
Okay. Okay.
And so that's what I did. And I put a lot of my energy into a plan, and that's what helped give me direction. And so at the time I was working at a hair salon and, gathering up all the information that I can gather up, planning to leave, planning to do my own thing, but I wanted to do it right and,
Mm-hmm.
not, step on anyone's toes and just make sure that it was done properly.
Right.
And so the two things that were holding me back was the financials
I
and
was about to ask you
yeah,
what was
there
that
was
like?
no financials.
Okay.
I had zero, I had maybe $2,000 to my name, but I had a credit card.
Yeah.
And the credit card is what I used to open the business.
Yeah.
And it's funny because last year, this time, my account was, I had no money and I
Yeah.
still was able to step out in faith
Mm-hmm.
and open my own salon.
Right.
And now, looking at the way that the business was, successful in the first year, although we had two lockdowns, it makes me hopeful. And it makes me, want to tell people, obviously we hear this all the time, like just do it.
Right. Right.
Just
Right.
tell people to just do it. Don't think about the things that you don't have, because I didn't have the financials and I didn't have the business background. So that was keeping me back from just starting. And
Okay.
so when I had decided to just start, I reached out to a realtor and he laughed and he was like, you have no money. Like, what are we doing? And I was like, just take me to see some places and the money will come.
Mm-hmm.
Just take me to see some places. And we kept looking and we kept looking and I was like, whoo, it's a lot, because what they don't tell you, what you don't know is it's not just rent, it's first and last, it's you're paying for like taxes and
Yeah.
you have to fix up the place and there's so much more that you have to put down at once. And
Mm-hmm.
so it was very discouraging, but I just kept going and I was like, no, like I have to leave, I have to open my own. It was just this urgency in my spirit that like now is the time. If I don't do it now, it'll never happen.
So in terms of okay, so you when you registered, you went right into your own thing immediately, like your own place or something, or did you just do it somewhere else before as under when you registered it, or how did that work?
So when I registered, I was working at a salon. I've worked at a couple
Right,
different salons.
right, right.
So I just kind of gathered information and kind of, started finding
Oh,
places.
okay, okay. I get you now. I get you.
And then when I found the right one, I was like, I'm out. I have everything I need.
You just said peace out, huh?
That's it. And I remember telling myself all I need is a room and a chair and a mirror, and I'm good. And
Because you
I
got
found this
skills like that.
salon.
It's okay. We understand. We understand.
Yeah. Yeah, I just needed to start.
Yeah.
So
So
how
okay,
was sorry,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
So how was the initial start? Like, what was that? The expectations, like, am I going to have clients? Are they going to trust me? Are they like, what was that moment that start?
Well, luckily for me, over the years I had built up my clientele
I
working
was
for
about to
these.
say, she black, man. You had those in the bank already. You had them in the
Yeah,
bank.
I had a nice following at this point, and so they were rooting for me, and they were like, wherever you go, I'm with you. And so
Yeah.
it just took me leaping out and doing it, and then the crowd followed.
Mm. So why the name though? Now that's the other part of the question. Why the name Crown and Glory? I sort of get the idea, but talk to us about that anyway.
So I'm a believer,
Uh-huh.
and so I was working at a curly hair salon at the time, and I remember just thinking, oh, what if I had my own salon? What would I call it? And
Mhm.
so I just started jotting down some names that I liked, and I would text them to my mom, and she would be like, nope, 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 nope. And one day I was just in the room in the salon by myself, and it was like a vision that just came across my face.
Oh,
I swear to you. And it just said Crown and Glory. And I was like, this is my salon name.
that's
I'm
it.
running with it.
It's over.
It's over.
Okay, that's that. So the name came to you like that. But
Yeah, it was God sent.
what was the mindset though? What's the mind in terms of crown and
So I mean, the name itself speaks for itself.
right?
Your hair is your crown, it's your glory,
Okay,
and it's
all
also
right,
scriptural.
right,
Yeah.
and that's what I wanted to hear. Just
Yeah.
some people won't pick up on it as quickly as
No,
others. All
No,
right.
as soon as she said it, I'm like, speak scripture. Speak the scripture. We know it's a picture. It's
Yeah,
a
we know.
moment.
So
yeah.
we can hear the believer coming out of her. So yeah. What other things I want to ask you here? So in terms of the but of course, let me just put it out there once again. We're talking to Aisha. She is the owner, operator, CEO, the head honcho, whatever you want to say, of Crown and Glory. All right. And, we're just talking to her about all things related to her business.
hmm So I just
So,
want to clarify, it's Crown and Glory Natural Hair Studio because there
okay.
are other Crown and Glories.
All right.
That's
Crown,
the
thank you for
differentiation.
that. I appreciate it. Natural Hair Studios. Yes.
Natural.
Yes. Appreciate that. So with the idea of Crown and Glory, right? Natural Hair Studios, but Crown and Glory.
hmm
You're dealing with natural hair, right? Okay, we're showing you social media information here. This is Instagram. Yes, this is
Yes,
Instagram.
this is our Instagram page.
Okay, we see you're following, man. You got some good supporters there.
I'm working on it.
You're humble. You're humble, but is there like a certain mindset that comes with doing the natural thing, a certain consciousness? A lot of times when we talk about, especially in our day and age now, with the whole matter of social justice issues, for us as black folks, or for a lot of black people, natural hair goes with this. you know any thoughts on around that when you're dealing with natural hair, or as rolling with your company?
I mean, the saying, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud.
Right.
I feel like that is it. That is what we're going for. We want people to come in and be proud, leave feeling proud, have conversations about, their blackness, their natural hair,
Mm-hmm.
because it's our roots. It's us. It's a
Right.
part of us. It's an extension of us, and a lot of us don't treat it well,
Mm-hmm.
with respect. And so, yeah, it relates to being black because it's a part of us. It's a part of the conversation and the journey.
This is well, okay, talk who this is Anisha. These are family.
That's my mom.
That's your mom. Okay.
Yeah, she's a stylist at the salon as well.
Okay.
And that's Sasha. She's a natural hair specialist as well. She does everything natural hair
All
related.
right. So you have a team of individuals. You have yourself, your mom, and Sasha.
Yes, and then another girl, another stylist,
Okay.
Rubia.
And this is your website, crownglory.ca.
Crown and Glory, yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I can't see that. Okay, crowndglory.ca. I didn't see the end there.
That's okay.
So this is the website, and you're on Instagram. Is there another social media platform that you're on?
Our Facebook, Crown in Glory. Crown, the letter N, Glory on Facebook.
Okay, so you're on Facebook. This is a page or this is a Facebook account, actually?
I don't know, actually. I have someone who runs my social media, so I'm not sure.
Oh, this is a page?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, folks can reach you on all of them.
Yes.
That's how they book appointments, or do they call you, or?
They usually book through the website, or they will message on Instagram. If they see something that they like, they're quick to send a DM.
Okay. In terms of what we're dealing with now with COVID-19, how has that affected your business? Or
I mean, if you had asked me this a year ago, if I thought this is how my first year in business would be, I never saw this coming.
Right.
So, you can't prepare for it. You just have to go through it, through the motion. And at this point, like I said earlier, I'm trying to keep positive, keep my thoughts positive, keep my words positive, because this is something that's beyond my control. And so, it's definitely affecting the business. The business is closed after a year, after, starting up with nothing and then doing well and then having to shut down. It's like, it's hard. But I'm hopeful, because I believe that, hairstyling is essential.
Right.
So when we open back up, people are going to need their hair done, and my business is going to succeed. It's going to flourish when we open back our doors. Is what I'm hopeful for.
Shout outs to BlackBuzz. Don't worry, we're getting you out there even more than you are.
Thank you.
Male, females,
everyone, anyone with natural hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
When dudes come in there, like, what do they ask for? What are they looking for?
They get treatments done. They'll get their hair twisted or braided, washed. If they want a lineup, there's someone that would offer them a lineup. We fix them up. You
guys do all that? You do the lineup, or you? What?
Yes.
Look at his face.
Midtown Toronto. Midtown. Where is that? Into Midtown Toronto. Where is that?
Midtown is Yonge and Eglinton. Right in the heart of the city.
All right. When I get back there and COVID done, I'm coming.
How do you for people who like there's this class system of your 4B or 4C or 3A? Do you guys implement that in your salon, or you use that at all, or you just deal with hair? Because I know some people with mixtures.
Yes. So that's a very good question. Yeah. I personally do not believe in hair typing, because I have seen types that are not even on the spectrum. And like you said, there are people who have multiple textures, loose in the back, tight in the front, very dense in certain areas. So it's very hard to categorize one type of hair and one type of head into these categories, these 8 categories. So we implemented in the fact that a lot of people are getting their information from YouTube. So they come to us expecting us to know, what their type is and to give them information. So we help to kind of guide them in that sense, but we don't promote it. We don't encourage using hair typing, but we'll help to explain, like for me, type 4 and type 3, the way that you would differentiate the type is that a type 3 is a looser curl pattern, and type 4 is usually a tighter afro-y looking, texture, and then type 2 is wavy. So if you want to break it down, into micro sections after that, that's totally up to you. But if you fall under one of the main numbers, then these are the products that work for you. These are the techniques that would work for you, just to simplify it, because there's so much information out there on YouTube that's, not right. It's not correct. And it's overwhelming.
It is, yeah. Do you guys have any type of restrictions? Because I know some natural salons that they don't use oils of any base, and no oil. They don't believe in oils. Or some people don't believe in certain conditioners or certain butters. Do you guys have that method as well, where you have your restrictions and have your go-tos?
No. The only thing that we don't do or we don't care to do is a relaxer or chemical services aside from color. But there are techniques that work, and like if I were to tell you not to use oil and you use oils and they're amazing for your hair, then who am I to tell you not to use oils? Right? So it's like there's something for everyone. We just kind of help guide you in the right direction. Give you professional advice.
On the education tip there, like what are some of the specific things you get into when it comes to treating hair? Like, some of the products that you use, or, I mean, I granted, I always say I'm the clueless one when it comes to certain things on here. But, I mean, I mess around with vitamin E oil when I'm at home. I use castor oil and all that. But maybe, have you even created something of your own that is unique to Aisha and what you do?
No, I'm hoping that, I will discover something one time that's like something that's mine and that I only offer.
Right.
But I haven't gotten there yet. I do know for sure that natural oils, natural ingredients are better for us, for our bodies to absorb, for our hair. It's proven fact. Anybody who uses natural products, their hair usually and their skin usually flourishes.
Right. What about individuals that come in there with like, oh, I have lots of gray hair, whether they're male or female? Like, what do you tell them? Or
I love gray hair. Gray hair is so beautiful. Why would you want to cover it?
Silver fox all the way.
That's
right?
it.
All the way.
I found my first and I had a panic attack.
I found my first last week in my eyebrow as well. I was like, oh.
I found it, and how I found out, my friend was braiding my hair to put weave in, and I woke up and I thought it was lint. So I'm brushing it out. And I'm like, why is the lint not come? And I decided to pull it, and I'm like, ow. And I had a moment of tears.
But that's good. A lot of people get their gray hair, a lot younger. And so you should be happy that you're now getting your first gray hair.
Yeah, it was a moment. I had to, for 2 hours, I couldn't focus.
No, I think gray hair is beautiful. I think more people should embrace their gray hair and just not fight it, because once you start covering it, it's just a never-ending battle. You're just forever in the salon.
In terms of still on the education tip here, when folks come in there, she was talking about braiding hair. People want to put in all types of things in their hair.
Yeah.
Usually it's on the female side, right? I'm trying to frame this properly, because I don't want to sound offensive. How do you encourage them to you got keep it go natural, or this is what you can do to keep it your own type thing.
So for me, a lot of the time, just me having my natural hair out, or me, expressing myself through my hair with different styles, that usually encourages people to say, oh, I like that hairstyle. I'll try that.
Yeah.
If you can make it look that good on me, then I'll try it. So it's not always a conversation. It's the way I carry myself and the way I, have my hair done. A lot of the times people are like, oh, I like that. Okay. And so if they come in with braided hair, or, weaves, or something that they want to do that's an extension of natural hair, we don't discourage people from wearing their styles, but, we try to encourage them by just looking the part.
So you do those too, even though you're natural?
So I do braids. I don't offer weaves, but there's a salon that does offer that service.
Right.
But it is a part of being natural. It's considered a protective hairstyle, and so sometimes we do like to put our hair away. It is a lot. A lot of the times, it's a lot to deal with. So a weave, a wig, it doesn't hurt to put it away.
I am saying my statement on purpose. We wear wigs, then we braid our hair back, and we just pop that wig on and pop it off, because
that's it. That's the beauty of it.
It's just, and funny enough, it's weird. Maybe 15 years ago, wigs were like a taboo. Only old people wore wigs, and now everybody and their mama has a wig on.
I mean, they didn't look like the wigs that we have today.
Yeah. And
So I
it's just so
understand.
easy. All you do, you have a bunch of them, you give them names. Today I'm wearing Jada, tomorrow I'm wearing Tina. Just pop it on like a hat and you pop it back off.
There you go.
It's
And your hair is
simple.
safe underneath.
Yes, and your hair doesn't. And I was teaching this to my daughter because she constantly has her hands in her hair, and I keep reminding her, you can't do that. There are things, there are oils in your hand. There, you touch things, you're putting certain, and then you're making single strand. Of course, she doesn't understand. She's 10.
No.
She wants to play in it, and I keep reminding her, baby, you can't do that. You'll damage your hair.
Yep.
And
She'll
so,
over manipulate it and it'll start to break.
exactly, and like the whole. I've been natural, going back natural, tech flax, and I just quit after a while. But but I mean, it's being natural is a whole journey.
It
How do
is.
you, how do you deal with somebody who like is they want to start, but they're afraid of the work?
I hear that
So,
often. I hear that often. The work.
Yeah.
oh my gosh. So that's probably one of the hardest parts of my job. It's because it requires me to be almost like a psychologist, because a lot of people want to be natural, or they think they want to be natural. But like you said, they don't want to put in the work, or they don't like the natural that's growing out of their hair, out of their scalp. They're expecting a type 3 or, you know, a different curl pattern. So when they finally decide to do it and they don't actually like it, it's a whole nother journey. So it's hard, because it's hard to convince someone, you know, that they're beautiful just the way that they are, and to you know, teach them how to just care for what they have. So I I don't know. That's the hardest part for me, is just, you know, trying to get people to embrace that that part of themselves, their hair, and just love it and do it. Forget how you feel. You know, other people will view you, your work, and just embrace you.
What do you think of the movement now where all these Black celebrities are embracing their natural curl? Like the other day, Taraji Henson, this is not for clout, but she cut off all her name, all her hair.
Finale.
Lathan did Nappy Ever After. These sports anchors now, these women are now cutting, they're going natural, wearing braids in public, even though we know being a newscaster, that's not allowed. So how has that, like, how do you see that as a natural hairstylist? How do you think that would help the curly hair community? Because I can't really say all Black, because we do have other sisters who have curly hair with the same issues. So
Yeah.
what do you think about that? Like these big stars are actually staying away from the straight and the weaves, but embracing their crown.
It's actually empowering to see, you know, celebrities doing it, and it's helping business, you know, because someone sees a stylist or a celebrity and they're like, well, if she can do it, I can do it. And they're trying to find the next salon that can offer them that service, right? So it's a positive thing. It's a good thing. And I hope that it's here for the long run and not just a trend, or just something to do for now. You know, I hope that it's here to stay.
In terms of the natural way of doing things, when
Yeah.
it comes to hair, is it only, or is it only hair, or you know, or are you into the natural lifestyle in terms of eating as well, or?
For me, it's only hair.
Okay.
You're not the first person to actually ask me that
Okay.
question.
Yeah.
I do get people who are like, they have dreadlocks or they're Rastas. They practice Rastafarianism, and so it's almost an expectation if I say I'm a natural hairstylist to also be, you know, a natural eater,
Right.
a natural everything, you know, but I'm not.
Okay.
I love natural hair, and that's where my focus
Your
is.
doubles are spiked. I get it. I get it. You spiked it.
That's it.
Oh my goodness. You mentioned something about sets. I don't know if I misunderstood, but outside of what you do at your company there, do you work with like people for like who model or things of that nature?
Yeah, so I've done a few like actors' hair. I'm not gonna name drop.
Oh man, You said it before I even came out with it.
No, I have worked on set. I've worked on set for photo shoots for celebrities and video shoots, music videos.
How does that
movies.
come about? How does that come? I mean, granted, you're in Midtown, so that location is a good thing too, right?
True, but that it's not the location, because remember, the location is new. I just started in November.
Right.
So it's the clients that I have. It's word of mouth, and somebody always knows somebody. And so if someone needs a hairstylist, especially someone who specializes in natural hair, then there aren't many, in Toronto. So I'm one of the few that gets called.
So when you get those gigs, is it lucrative? Is it a good? You get a good piece of change?
Very lucrative. Very lucrative. It's very tempting, because a lot of the times they actually offer, for me to leave the salon and just do this. And so it's not what I want to do. I want to be the stylist for the everyday natural.
Right.
But it is worth it.
Have you ever had to travel in terms of doing something like that?
Not outside of the country.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
Hopefully one day.
Do you think that there's a higher need for natural stylists in general? Because I know I was watching a documentary the other day with Gina from Martin, and she was saying that when she first got her gig, the first gig, the lady was pulling on her hair, so she took a break and she overheard the lady speaking very negatively about black hair, and so she was saying that if for some reason there's just not enough natural or black hairstylists who know black hair. So working in the industry that you have and the time that you've spent, and then your own salon, do you think there's a higher or greater need for black salon stylists? Like we have tons of barbershops, great, but I'm talking about like who could actually deal with the hair, natural hair, or even regular black women here in general.
Yeah. There is 110% a desperate need for more natural hairstylists and salons in Toronto. 110%, because there are different areas. There are stylists that are needed on set. There are stylists that are needed in the salon. There's stylists that are needed for weddings. And so where are they? A lot of them can do everything. They do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that, but they don't specialize in one thing in natural hair. So, there's definitely a need for more specialized stylists, for sure. Because like you said, there are people who are being traumatized out here. Their hair is being pulled out of their scalp, and people don't have the knowledge or the patience, to educate themselves on how to properly take care of natural hair. So yeah, there's definitely a need.
Do you do like consultations in terms of, especially now that COVID, people you use Zoom somebody or Google
I'm
Meet
offering consultations just for my clients. I haven't really posted it or anything.
Free of charge?
No, not free of charge.
Oh, okay.
But I do offer consultations.
Okay. Are there in terms of what you do? I don't know. Maybe this is a duh question or just off the wall, but you have a lot of males in your field.
No, I mean, I don't. Let me not say no, but it's more female dominated than male. There are males, but it's not that many.
Okay.
And if they are, they do weaves and relaxers, and they're just on a different area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that there should be I have a friend, I don't know if you know her, she goes by Takia Cupid online, but she also does natural hair. Do you think there should be a bigger push? You say you had to go, you went to your hair school and then you decided to specialize. Do you think that, I know they teach, some high schools teach cosmetology, they teach hair. Do you think there should be a bigger push for them to start teaching natural hair in those classes or even in schools? And then when you go to the main hair schools, there should actually be something deeper than just blow dry.
Yes. So I have mixed opinions on this question because yes, I do think that there should be a push, for education on our hair. However, I don't think we should be pushing Europeans or white people to teach us how to do our hair. I think that they should be schools. There should be schools that teach us. There should be classes. There should be Black teachers, Black stylists, and we should be reaching out to those people and paying them and having them teach, correctly how to deal with our type of hair. It shouldn't be in something that's included.
Mm-hmm. It should be like
it should, exactly. I don't know. I have a different opinion on that.
No, I 100% agree, because I mean, no disrespect, but I can't go to Italy and ask them how to make jerk chicken. It doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have the place where I should go to learn that would be Jamaica. Where
if you ask them about jerk tofu, though, they'll do
it. Yeah, right.
But I'm saying, like, I get what you're saying, because I have never, even when I didn't take cosmetology in school because I just never wanted to. I'm one of those home hairstylists, so I'm one of those. But I watch these girls work, and I see them when they start braiding. They do French braids versus how we do braids on the outside, and that's what they're taught in school. And when they do it the other way that they know, they get corrected. And I'm looking at it as like, but that's what we're taught. This is what we know. This is what people get paid to pay us to do on the outside. So why is it wrong in school? So, I do agree with the fact that it should be a teacher who comes from that culture teaching you how to do what you look like you. What do you think is the reason why people don't really want to get Black natural hairstylists? It's not popular. Why do you? Because we have a lot of people who could do perms and relaxing, but very few in between.
I think it's a mindset. People are not ready. People are still not ready to embrace natural hair. There are stylists who still speak very negatively about natural hair. They don't want to offer this service in their salons. They kick people out who have only natural hair. They don't want to learn. They don't want to embrace that the industry is changing and that natural hair is here, and it's something that should be taught and embraced. So it's a mindset. You have to change the mindset first, and people have to see it as hair and want to learn it and embrace it, and then eventually, more stylists will hopefully one day do it.
In terms of products, right? And the fact that you deal with a lot of natural things. Is it accessible, or do you find is it hard to get the things that you need in order to do what you're doing? Or do you have good suppliers that?
Oh, for like natural hair products, it's very accessible. You can buy it online. Like these days, you can buy products for any type of hair.
But do you work specifically with certain suppliers as far as your what you do and how you function?
So I'm still learning. So I have a few suppliers that I do order from, but I'm not stuck just ordering from them. I'm open to ordering from other people.
Okay.
But for now, I from what I've learned, I'm reaching out to the people who know most about our hair and what's best for our hair, and the recommended products for my clients, and from what I see online and from what I've used as well.
You can give some shout outs, by the way. That's another feature of our BlackBuzz that we have. If there are individuals, we mentioned your mom already, and we saw the other lady there. But if there's anybody else or any.
Oh yeah, we carry Earth Tones Naturals in our salon, and it's a Canadian owned, Black owned, woman owned hair product that's beautiful for natural hair.
Look at this. Sorry, what was I going to ask you? Oh, Curly Sisters. And I say Curly Sisters because I know there are other ethnicities that do have curly hair. Do they patronize you as much as the Blacks, or majority would be Black?
Sorry, did you say do they recognize me?
No, patronize your business.
For being Black?
No, for hair. Like, do they come? Do they make appointments? Do they
Oh, okay.
So they come through, like, because I know, even though it's BlackBuzz, and that's why I said Curly Sisters, because I know not everybody has the curls, but I know there are some who,
Yeah.
like, even with Shea Moisture did their commercial, and there were many different types of curly sisters, even though we
Okay.
assumed,
Got
of course, we took claim for it, but but do you
Yeah.
have like a lot of curly sisters coming through and patronizing your business? And how does that? Go ahead.
So the first salon that I worked at after hair school was the Curl Ambassadors, and so it was all curly hair. It wasn't black or white; it was just curly hair.
Mhm.
And so a lot of my clients from that salon had followed me.
Oh,
And so we have, every we deal with every type of curl.
as long as you have curls, just call you.
Exactly.
She's a businesswoman. Come on now.
Yeah. And I'm a licensed professional, so I know how to deal with all hair types. I just prefer to deal with my own hair type.
Yeah, because that ask, because I've been to a salon where they actually prefer, they ask you questions on the phone and you can hear that they're trying to find out if you're dipped in chocolate or you're not. And then the way they ask the questions is just like, okay, we'll call you back versus we'll book the appointment. They don't
Yes.
say, all right. And I've actually listened to them and I've called because I use their services. And
Uh-huh.
it's just the way they ask the questions. You realize they don't want nobody else in
Yep.
there.
We'll ask you about your density, when last you use a
They ask a
tangle,
lot of
all
questions,
of that. Yeah.
and if you can't answer those questions, they realize that you're not,
Yeah.
so they
Yeah.
don't book you. So that's why I asked that question.
Absolutely.
So,
We are here. Oh, sorry, you had another question?
no, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Just want to make sure that I get this. So we are here talking to Miss Aisha Loobie from Crown and Glory Natural Hair Studio. I just have to make sure I put that in there so people may watch it whenever time.
Okay.
All right. There she is. All right. There's that black woman right there doing it for doing doing it for the community, doing it in the community. Um, she's on Instagram. She has a this is her website, crownandglory.ca. She's also on Facebook as well. All right. Um, definitely, you got to check her out. Definitely got to hit her up. Even if it's for a consultation. COVID has us all on lockdown right now,
Yes.
but you can still reach out.
Mhm.
In Aisha, what are some of the valuable lessons you've learned doing what you're doing?
The main one would be to know your worth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely learning this as I go because not everyone knows your worth. You
Right.
have to know what to charge. You have to know, the type of clientele that you will accept. And so you only know how to deal with things and people if you know your worth. And so that would be the main one for me because I can't tell you that I knew my worth, while I was in hair school or while I was a stylist. It wasn't until I decided to actually do this and figure out what I needed to charge and, just being fair to
Mm-hmm.
people and just finding, I don't know how to explain it, but I know that knowing my worth is what helped guide me make all of these decisions.
When you got or when you got difficult clients, how do
Hmm.
you maneuver that? How do you deal with them?
I'm still learning. I mean, it's really hard because I'm a softie and
Yeah.
I'm not someone who is like rude or, I can't necessarily give back what I'm given
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, and I don't always know how to handle people who really have issues.
Yeah.
So these are things that they don't teach you in school. And I'm a young stylist, so I'm learning as I go, how to deal with these people. And
Right.
so for the most part, I will tell them, I don't have to service you, if you don't feel like I'm able to give you what you are asking for, then there are other salons, there are other stylists, and I'm able to recommend someone who I know, who can service them the way that they want to be serviced. So I try not to argue, with people because I don't know what people are going through personally.
Right.
But it's definitely a challenge, and it's something that I could not have been prepared for.
Okay. Um, where do you see yourself in the next year, 2 years, 3 year, 5 years, whatever the case, do you want to open more locations? Do you want to have a little school of your own? Where do you see yourself?
So yes and yes. I want to expand the location that I have because I started really small. It's 600 square foot. It's a small space, and I already feel like we're outgrowing the space. So I'm hoping to have a bigger salon where I can teach courses and help moms who don't know how to comb their daughter's hair and fathers who don't know how to comb their children's hair. I'm hoping to just have a bigger space, and then maybe a school. Who knows?
Okay. Oh, okay. So ultimately, you would, that is something that you would entertain.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Why?
Because there are none.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
not me.
I get you. Yes. We have like 10 more minutes, Miss Shay, with Miss Aisha. Is there anything that you'd want to say? I mean, we've been questioning you and doing a lot of talking, and you've been responding to us. But is there anything that you would want to, say to the audience, say to our viewers?
I guess if there are any entrepreneurs in the audience, I would say, faith is very important, because if you don't have it, you're not going to do anything. You're going to let everything keep you back. And so that's, one of the things that I rested on was faith, and pushed out on faith, because a lot of the times I was in my mind and telling myself that I couldn't do it and that I wasn't capable and that I didn't have this education, no background. I didn't know business. I didn't know numbers. I didn't know, I didn't have the funds. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're new and, you don't know where to begin, just step out of faith, have faith, and just do it. I mean, there are so many motivational YouTube videos, and there are motivational speakers that'll tell you the same thing. And it's different when you're listening to it versus when you actually decide to step out in faith and do it. And then you realize that things just happen to fall into place, especially if it's your purpose and your calling. Things just happen. Sometimes you can't explain it, but stepping out on faith is usually the answer to all of your questions. Not being very well versed, very well educated, not being rich, but having faith.
Do you see this as a calling for you? Do you think this is your purpose?
Yes. 110%.
100. Oh, you're that passionate. Okay about it. All right.
Yeah.
I just have like one thing. Give us three things that naturals believe, and if you can debunk the myths about it.
You cut out 3 things that natural believe, and if I can,
3 myths that naturals believe that you can debunk. Yeah.
Myths.
Yes, because growing up they said you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this, you should never use coconut oil, you should never use this. Like 3 myths that people believe, and then you being in the professional field, you know better. If you could just give us 3.
If I could think of 3 off the top of my head, I could think of 1, and that would be the greasing of the scalp. Applying the Daxes and the magic golds. That's definitely a myth. That does not hydrate the hair. It does not hydrate the scalp. It's not beneficial at all. And so I would say stop doing that if you're doing it. Because usually the ingredient in those products are petroleum based, and petroleum is not a natural, it's not a natural oil, it's a man-made ingredient. So it tends to sit on the scalp, and it does not moisturize the hair.
I wonder about them petroleum shades.
Yeah.
Don't call my name. Don't call my name. I'm a shea butter girl all the way.
Not a good thing.
I used to use the Vaselines and stuff like that in the lip balms. Well, the Vaseline itself plus the lip balms with the petroleum in it, and it would mash up my lips.
Your lips were never moisturized.
No.
You just always needed Vaseline.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. And another myth, I guess, would be the length of time that you keep your styles in for. My thing is, 5 to 6 weeks is like the max, is the cutoff, and there are people who will wear their styles out for months, and it's not beneficial. It's not a good thing. You know, the scalp needs to be cleansed and needs to breathe, and your hair can't be on constant tension like that. So I would say 5 to 6 weeks. Anything longer is damaging your hair. Anything before that is protecting your hair.
Okay.
And I can't think of a third one.
No, it's okay.
It's okay, definitely okay. Do you have any help to give with people who are afraid of using heat at all?
Who are afraid of using heat, I would say to those people, just relax. Just relax a little bit, because they're really serious about that heat.
Yes, they're like people's like, no heat. I can't. I'm a natural. I can't do heat. Like, cause I used to be like that, and then you see my hair right now. So
Relax. If you get heat damage, you can always just trim it off until it's gone. But to prevent heat damage, you have to your hair has to be moisturized. If your hair is dry, then it's susceptible to breakage, and heat can damage your hair. But if your hair is moisturized, your hair will not break. It will not get heat damage. My hair is fine. I don't know if you know about the like fine, medium, and coarse strands.
yeah.
But my strands are fine, and I blow dry my hair almost every single time I wash my hair, and I straighten my hair, 2 to 3 times a year, and I don't have heat damage. So it's just the extra care and the knowledge. Don't be so afraid of it. I feel like if you're that afraid of heat, you're gonna get heat damage, because you're not gonna. You're just, I don't know. You're attracting it to yourself. Just relax.
Oh, my last one. Do you believe in the drench? Why can I talk to it? The drench method.
I don't know what that is.
Somebody told us last year summer is the first I'm gonna get my daughter's hair with heat, and they said for a week get a bottle with water and conditioner and spray her hair down every day, every single day, and then when you go, then you rinse it out the day before you go, or yeah, you rinse it out and then you go get her hair done. It's called the drench method. You have no.
So you're spraying and conditioner
every day for like 7 days.
Why would you do that? For moisture?
I think so. That's what they're saying. It's called the drench method.
Okay, I'm gonna do some research on it before I give you.
Cool. Hey, I did homework. I'm proud.
The fact that you say you don't know what that is, what that is, says it all to me.
Yeah, to me it sounds like not a good thing, because natural hair in its wet state is most fragile. So if you're wetting your hair every single day, you're putting it back into its most fragile state, and then you're going to probably manipulate it, and it can break. So I don't know. But if it's for moisture, I mean, deep conditioning once a week is sufficient. You don't have to spray it down every single day. I don't know. Let me.
I'm going with Crown and Glory. Okay, that's what I'm going with. I'm gonna go.
It just sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, yay! I'm excited. I'm gonna follow up for sure, because I want to know.
Shout out to Miss Aisha from Crown and Glory. Finish it for me. Crown and Glory.
Crown and Glory Natural Hair Studio.
Natural Hair Studio. All right. She's on Instagram, Facebook, and she is on. She has a website, crownandglory.ca.
And you can follow me on my Instagram at the Aisha Experience. The Aisha Experience, and I'll show you how to style your hair and give you little tips and keep it funky.
Yes, we're black and we're proud, right? That's how we call BlackBuzz.
That's it.
We wear a crown. We wear a crown.
We wear the crown. All right. So shout outs to you kings, and shout outs to you queens. All right. Yes. Keep your head up and keep that crown straight. All right. Don't let it be twisted. Don't let anybody tell you that crown don't look nice. It looks nice on you.
It is you. It is an extension of you. Embrace it and love it.
Yes. Well, Miss Aisha, I mean, listen, we're more than happy that you were here with us to talk to us, man.
It was fun. Not bad for my first interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, we're open, we're always open, because this was your maiden voyage when it comes to this interview. You got to come back. You got to come back and holler at us again.
No, we'll check in a year or two.
All right. Or earlier, depending on what's happening, right?
Yes.
Maybe there's some big announcement you may have, or something will, because you say you got to have faith, something might turn for you real quick, right?
Yep, this is true.
Let BlackBuzz put it out there for you.
Put it out there. That's it.
Yeah, man.
Before a year, we'll check in.
All right. All right. Okay,
Thank you
folks.
for
So
having me.
we will see you back again. What next? Another Monday podcast, Shay.
Definitely.
Hit us up on Instagram, BlackBuzz.to, YouTube, BlackBuzz.to, and our Facebook page, same thing. And if you know somebody who wants to be on here, you have somebody or if you want to be on here, send us a message, and we'll hook it up. All right, take care. Until next time.
See you. Thank you.
No worries. No worries.